YouTube, Crump here, and today we've got an RBL match against Zach, also known as Samararo22, coach of the Kentucky Crobats. I believe this is our week 7 battle, and we've missed a few due to scheduling a bit of a break, and things got a little bit wonky, but now things are going back on schedule, and we should be able to get those battles sometime soon. In the meantime, I'll talk a little bit about my team against Zach. He's brought in the Gastrodon, which I thought he would, and the Mammosaurian, which I also thought he would, mainly because my team doesn't do so well against ground types. So to counter that, I brought in Chinchino, which is a bit of a risky move, but Chinchino learns Bullet Seed, and that's going to be my check for Gastrodon, and it also learns Rock Blast, which is also going to be my check for Crobat. So that's what I'm really doing with my Chinchino, and it's got U-turn and knockoff just in case. Well, I don't know if I'll need it, but it's good to have. So because of that, I'm running a Choice Scarf on it just to outspeed everything on his team, which means my Nidoking is not running a Choice Scarf, it's running Life Orbs, but I'm hoping to bluff some Scarfs and stuff. I've also got Toxic on it just in case, just to add some extra utility to it. My Clefable, it's an unaware defensive Clefable. Gonna go for some Calm Minds. Hopefully that works. We'll see how that goes. Hippowdon, it's a pretty basic Hippowdon, reliable. Not really much to say from that. It's good, you know. Earthquake, Stealth Rocks. It's not bad. I like it. Embor, you know, good there for some wall breaking. Reliable as well. Hopefully we'll see some walls get smashed, but I don't know. And last but not least, Mega Gyarados. This is a different Mega Gyarados I'm bringing. Usually I bring a Dragon Dance set, and this one is I believe like a bulky set. So I've got Rest, Sleep Talk, Scald, and Thunder Wave, just in case. I was really debating about putting Toxic on it instead of Thunder Wave, but ultimately I went for the Thunder Wave, just in case I get the matchup against Crobat or Infernape. And yeah, just pretty much for that reason alone. But the biggest thing I'm fearing is, yes, definitely that Gastrodon, the Crobat, and the Mammosaurian. Last time Infernape did quite a bit, but this time I'm a bit confident that I can get past that, and really just need to take out the Crobat. That way my Clefable can come in fairly safely and go for Calm Minds and hopefully wreak havoc. But that being said, I'll start the match, and we'll see how things go. He's brought in a really good team, so I did definitely have to do a lot of preparation for what I thought he'd bring. Luckily that worked out pretty well, because I mean he did bring in the Gastrodon. I was pretty confident he'd bring that. I wasn't confident that he'd lead off with Infernape, so I was a bit surprised, and the Mach Punch is just too real, so I just had to just bail and just switch right into Gyarados, get that Intimidate off in case he decides to go for a Mach Punch, and that way I can get the momentum in my favor. He ends up going for an Overheat, and obviously I'm going to eat that fine. That's not going to do a whole lot. If I get burned, that's going to be okay, because I've obviously got Rest, and Gyarados isn't going to get hurt from getting burned, so totally fine for that. Decided to switch out again, not predicting the U-turn that he's going to go to, so I go just back into Satan, and he's going to get out of there, so I guess that's kind of alright. I mean, I don't want Infernape against Satan, so that's good that he switches out. I wasn't really predicting the U-turn, so I get a bit of damage that I didn't really want. And he goes right into Chrono, which is kind of what I wanted, really, because this is like the exact scenario I was really trying to get. So I go for the Rock Blast. I did some Calyx, and it should have been a one-hit KO after 5 Rock Blasts, and unfortunately, no, it's not. He lives just on barely, just a little bit of health. I guess he thought I'd switch because Crobat could really take care of Chinchino if it wanted to, but I guess he thought I'd switch out, and he gets some switch initiative and go for a U-turn and switch out. So I decided to switch out after he brings in the Gastrodon. I think I go into Clefable, because Clefable can really set up here if he wants, or she wants, and he switches out, goes into Mega Altaria, which I'm totally okay with, because I don't really know what Mega Altaria can really do. And so he does a double switch, or yeah, he did a double switch, I guess, into Mega Altaria. And anyways, so I'm not really afraid of this thing. I decided to just go for Moonblast, play it safe. Let us try and see what I can do against it. He goes for a Fire Blast, and I did that pretty well. I'm a bit surprised. I'm not especially defensive. I guess he just wanted to see what I was. Looking at damage, I knew it was a 2 KO, plus his special attack fell, so that put me in a really good position. A little bit of hacks there, but I'm not sure if that really mattered. He goes for a Hyper Voice, which is going to do quite a bit of damage, so it might have mattered, because I'm not sure I would have lived that if I didn't get that -1. So luckily Nimbus goes down after another Moonblast, and that's 1 KO for Clefable. That pink bastard's taking Pokemon down already. Like, what the hell, right? I didn't think Clefable had an inner, but she's doing some work so far, so that's good. And the Gohan pops right back in, and this thing I usually fear, but I've got my check with blue because I get an Intimidate off, and there's nothing you can really do. As long as I don't Mega Evolve, which means I'm gonna have to be constantly switching, I should be fine. So he's gonna go for another Overheat, and once again, that will not do a whole lot of damage, which I'm totally okay with. And of course, none of this damage is gonna rack up on me because I do have the rest. Once again, I'll just be able to heal all this right off. In the meantime, he can be a bit of my sponge and just eat up these hits that I don't really want him eating up. So thinking he can't really do much, I go for Nidoking, and he goes for a U-turn, gets out of there, and see, the thing I was really afraid of was Mega Evolving and going for a Scald and the Gastrodon popping in, so I really didn't want that. He goes to Lukaku, which is gonna be a huge threat. I do not want to stay in against Lukaku. I don't really I can't one hit KO it. It's really bulky. So once again, go back in blue, because I figured if I go back in blue, get an Intimidate off, then switch back into my Hippowdon, I'll be fine. That's gonna be a fine move for me to do. Unfortunately, I still can't Mega Evolve because I need to have this thing intimidating stuff. So I switch back out, go back into Hippowdon, because I think it was about a 3-hit KO, maybe a 2-hit KO, without the Intimidate. So I really wanted to get that Intimidate off, and I can safely get him Stealth Rocks. Looking at this Icicle Crash, you can see it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, especially after leftovers. I get most of it back, so considering that's super effective, I'm okay with that. So I can get my Stealth Rocks up, and I'm looking pretty good here. So he's gonna withdraw Lukaku, because why not, right? I think he's gonna go to this Gastrodon, and I'll get my Stealth Rocks up. So that's pretty good. Getting Stealth Rocks up pretty much guarantees the KO for Crobat. So that's pretty much why I had to get Stealth Rocks up. Overall, his team doesn't get too hurt from it. I think they mostly resist it, so it's okay. I'm gonna switch out because I don't want like a Scald coming my way. So I go back in the blue, and he ends up going for, I think, the Sludge Wave, I believe, predicting the Clefable to pop out. Yeah, he goes for the Sludge Wave, and I've only got 49 health, but I know I'm pretty bulky, so I actually lived that and the Sandstorm by 6, so that's really close. And I figured this is probably a good time to get my rest off, and I don't know what he can really do. He might go for Scald or whatever. There's nothing he can really do to hurt me, so I decided to go for a rest and go back to full. So Gyarados really proving his worth and sponging hits, so that's working out really well. The only time I had to Mega Evolve was just when I had to go for a rest. Fortunately, that means he can go for Earth Powers, which I don't really want, but it's better than sacking off this thing. Plus, Gyarados is going to come into play later and actually does some useful stuff. So realizing that I have Mold Breaker now, I go for a Scald just to see how much I can do and maybe get a burn off. It doesn't do a whole lot, and he goes for an Earth Power, which I think this is a battle he's going to win, because eventually I'm going to get some stat decreases, and I don't really want to stay in here because of that. So I'm just going to swap right out of here and go back into Clefable, thinking that I can survive an Earth Power or whatever, and I don't know, start getting some Calm Minds and some Moonlights up in here so I can heal off. Luckily, he switches. This was a really big play, I think. Him switching to Toffee and me switching to Clefable. This really worked out in my favor, because I believe I will outspeed, so I can get a free Moonlight off. And he's got lefties, so that's good to know. My lefties goes up as well, so I'll be slowly recovering health. And I think he's gonna switch in this Crobat, fearing a Moonblast, but I'm just gonna straight up go for a Moonlight, and yeah, this works out pretty well because I get a free Moonlight. His Chrono goes down. So yeah, we're looking pretty good so far. Now that that thing's gone, should be almost safe to go for Calm Minds. And this Clefable is really my win condition. I'm at this point, I've kind of figured out I need Clefable alive. I need this thing to win, really. Checks quite a bit of things on his team. He's got a Lucaco, which I find a bit interesting way to bring out. I mean, I'm physically defensive, so no matter what he's going to do, I'll be able to eat it up fine, but he's got the Iron Head, and that does a bit over half. Like, I'm under half now, so I decided to go for a Moonblast. I'm glad I didn't go for a Calm Mind. I get some damage off, get him under half, get the crit, and the stat decrease, although I don't think he's got any special attack, so I think I should be fine there. Yeah, I'm going to switch out of here, because that's pretty predictable. Thinking he's going to go for another Iron Head, I go into Emboar, and this is a huge misplay, because I end up losing my Emboar here, because he goes for an Earthquake. Not like this, Wiggum. Not like this. This was a bad way to lose you. I'm sorry that this happened, but I guess I did need to sack something off. So that's unfortunate, but it had to happen because I had to keep this thing around. And then I realized he doesn't have Ice Shard, so he's got no priority, which was a huge risk considering that I kind of realized that after I switched in. So had he brought the Ice Shard, this thing would have been done. I would have been done. So luckily I go for a Bullet Seed. Toffee's gonna take some slow damage, not a whole lot. Actually, it does take quite a bit. I get a crit in there as well, so that's kind of nice. I think I get him to yellow, so very appreciated. Toffee not getting any KO so far, but definitely putting in some work. Definitely denting a lot of his team and allowing some pivots to happen, so that's pretty good. So I'm gonna switch out of here. I think it's pretty obvious on choice, so he's gonna go for whatever, really. I go into Gary because I figured this is a good time to start you know, breaking some walls or whatnot. I see that he goes for the Wish, and you know what? Nothing on his team really is going to appreciate a Toxic. So I decided Toxic is on Umbreon, and obviously I'm not going to get the synchronized Toxic back, so that's totally fine. This is pretty big, I think. I mean, getting this thing Toxic is slowly going to wear down his Umbreon, and that's going to really prove beneficial. So, in order to bluff the Choice Scarf, I decided to switch out. Plus, there's not really much I can do, so switching out seemed the only logical move. Go into Clefable. Clefable still got enough health to take whatever this Umbreon wants to do. He goes for the Protect. Scout what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I'm looking really, really good here, and I feel like another Mammoth switch is coming in, but I need to get a Moonlight up because that's really big. So I decided to go for a Moonblast because I'm thinking he's gonna switch, and he goes for another Wish, which is alright with me. Kinda wish I went for a Calm Mind, but I go for a Moonlight. It's better to get this thing, to keep this thing at full health, because I know that's really important. The more health I can have on this thing, the better. And he's gonna get some more lefty stuff, and now at this point I'm thinking he's gonna switch into the Mammoth. So I know Mammoth doesn't have a lot of health left. So now that I think about it, I kinda wish I went for the Calm Mind and then the Moonblast, because that probably would have taken it down. Because after this, you're going to see how close it gets. He's going to pop in. He's going to take some Stealth Rock damage as well. And he's at yellow, so this is going to be really close. And I go for the Moonblast, thinking I should probably take this thing down. And nope. He lives on just a little bit, but it gets that Wish up, and that's looking pretty fine on him, actually. So he goes for an Iron Head. Doesn't get me to half yet, actually, so I'm still in the green here. I go for another Moonblast, and I should be fine here. Not enough to take it down, I think, though, so I decide, you know what, I should switch out of here. Lucaco's looking a bit of a threat, and I need to get out of here, so I'm gonna go switch into my, I believe Blue is still sleeping, so I'll switch into Blue. Blue can eat up those Iron Heads just fine, and, you know, I've got Sleep Talk on it, and Scald, so why not just go for that? Plus, I can really sack this thing off. It's okay. It's pretty much good to go. It's done its job. It's sponged hits really well. And go for a Sleep Talk. Fingers crossed for a Scald. And yes, I do get the Scald. So that's pretty huge. Lucaco will go down. This, I believe, is one of his win conditions. The other one being the Crobat. So after this, I'm pretty confident I've got the match here. We've got still a bit under 10 turns left. But I'm feeling a little bit confident. Now, I was really hoping for a Scald or a Thunder Wave to kind of come through, but unfortunately I wake up and I Sleep Talk. So I should have really gone for a Scald or a Thunder Wave or really anything else that wasn't Sleep Talk, and I would have been fine here. But of course Blue will go down, and that's a bit unfortunate. So, but you know, well done Blue, well done Blue. You really put in quite a bit. You did quite a bit, so you know, some good stuff right there. So I go into Gary, once again bluffing that Scarf. So he's gonna switch into Toffee to really wall this thing. And Toffee's gonna take some rocks damage and some poison damage. And I think I've seen this was the same thing happened in the last match where it was Toffee versus Nidoking. And this time I'm bringing the Life Orb to get that extra damage, proving to be helpful. And now I'm gonna reveal that I am not Choice Scarf, and I'm gonna go for a Sludge Wave. It's a bit of a cheeky play, but I kinda needed that extra damage just to ensure this thing's death. I didn't want to get a Wish off or any sort of damage off, so there we go, that thing goes down. And it's looking pretty nice and dandy, so that's alright with me. Gaz comes in, And I'm like, okay, you know, I don't really have a switch for this thing just yet. I still need to get a Clefable in cleanly, considering this thing has a Sludge Wave. So I don't really want to switch in just yet. He goes for an Earth Power. Of course, that's going to take me down. I'm under half. And, you know, this is the first time Nidoking goes down. So this is a really sad moment for me. Did take some time to kind of just consider, alright. No, yeah, Nidoking does go down. Anyways, back with Clefable and go for a Calm Mind. I need Sludge Wave to not do a lot of damage, so that's kind of why I went for this. And this is why I brought Calm Mind on the Clefable. This is going to ensure my victory for the end of the game. And looking at how much that Sludge Wave did, I'm like, yeah, good thing I went for the Calm Mind. So I should be good to go for a Moonlight and just kind of, once again, I'm really glad I didn't get a lot of crits against me because it got really close at times. Moonlight gets me back to practically full, really. Yeah, I'm looking pretty good there. And he's going to go for an Earth Power, which I was a bit surprised. I guess he's going for that stat decrease. That way, Infernape could come in and go for an Overheat. But luckily, that doesn't happen. So I'm not going to play it like too risky here. I don't want to like wait for that crit that's going to inevitably happen. So I go for a Moonblast, thinking this should take it down. And luckily it does. So yeah, this thing was a huge threat. I was kind of surprised that my Chinchino didn't take it down and that it was Clefable who ended up doing that. But you know what? I'll take it. That's 2 KOs for Clefable, and now all that's left is this Gohan thing. So he goes for an Overheat, which I'm still pretty scared of because it does a lot of damage on me. But I actually eat that up rather fine. He gets the stat drop, and I go for a Moonblast. I'm pretty confident that this should take it down. I'm +1, so it does go down, and that's the end of the match. And like I said, 36 turns of, I thought it was a really intense match. I'm really glad I prepped for his team. Getting rid of Crobat like as soon as it popped in was amazing and super relieving. Also getting rid of Dalteria. Like a lot of these Pokemon I pretty much neutralized quite early, and then the biggest things I had to worry about was the Gastrodon and the Mamoswine and the Infernape. Umbreon was there to sponge hits and it took quite a few hits, but getting that Toxic off I think was huge and essentially rendered it useless. I was a bit disappointed on my part for sacking off Emboar. He could have really done so much more. I could have switched into probably my Hippowdon. Hippowdon would have been the best switch, honestly. Could have kept my Emboar alive. Probably could have saved my Nidoking that way as well, considering that Emboar can could have hit everything on his team pretty hard. So that kind of sucked, but whatever. We come up with the victory and we learned a few things, and I believe we're going to be having our match against Alex Louis pretty soon. And if you guys don't know who that is, he is the Season 1 champion of the RBL. So this is really nerve-wracking. Right now we're 5-0. We still gotta get our battle against the Polyswag, so hopefully we'll get that in sometime soon. But the battle against Alex Louis is gonna be like I said, pretty nerve-wracking. We're both currently 5-0. So after this, yeah, we're gonna have someone. One of us is gonna have a loss, and I'm really hoping it's not gonna be me. That one, I'm definitely gonna be prepping for. I mean, I usually prep for all my battles. I don't say usually. I mean, I always prep for my battles. So, but I guess I'll prep a little bit harder, or I don't know. I can't really prep any harder than I usually do. But as you can see, I am very nervous about that battle. I can't even talk right. So hopefully we'll get that in soon. Maybe sometime this week we'll get it up there. But who knows? We still need to get our battle against the Polyswags, and yeah. Anyways, this was a really good battle against Zach, and I think we're not number 1 anymore. I believe we're number 2 because of Alex Louis has more KOs than we do, or less deaths. I think he's got less deaths. He's got a better differential right now. So yeah, there's a bit of a rivalry going on soon. I can sense it. But in the meantime, I'll see you guys then. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. And I'll leave Zach's channel in the description below, and I'm sure he'll upload his side of the battle sometime soon. So if you guys want to check that out, be sure to I can't even talk anymore. Be sure to check out his channel and like his stuff as well. So until then, I guess I'm done. So bye.